You are about to get priced out of XRP. I'm sure of this, and that's what I'm going to talk about in today's video. Please keep in mind that I am not giving you financial advice. But without further ado, let's get right into this video, which is going to happen much faster than usual. So why do I think you won't be able to afford XRP? Well, some enormous invoices just went through, and they are really amazing. We're talking about integrations that we've never seen before, and they're going to be so big. People who own XRP are going to go crazy. And there are a lot of other fairly insane things going on in the world right now when it comes to geopolitics, which I think will also have an effect on this. There are so many ways in which this bull run is going to be completely crazy, but I'm going to explain why really quickly. This is a really intriguing pattern that we're observing. CNN says that the plan for Israel is to take over the world, and oil prices are going up above $64 a barrel. Israel plans to attack Iran's nuclear facilities, so there is still a lot of fighting between countries. It's still going on in Russia. Ukraine is still going on in Iran, India, and Israel. These countries are all at conflict with each other right now, but this is clearly a big step up. The price of crude oil goes up 288% on this news, since oil is a particularly valuable resource during times of war and uncertainty. This will also have a big effect on Bitcoin, XRP, and other assets that are considered as a store of value. This brings me to gold, which shot up more than 60 in a matter of minutes, without any substantial news other than Israel stepping up its war efforts against another country. Gold is once again a great way to protect yourself against all of these problems, whether they are inflation, war, or just uncertainty about the world. When it comes to keeping yourself safe during these times, gold is the best option. So it's a safe place. That's right, that's what gold is. And more individuals are starting to see that Bitcoin is a safe place to keep money. XRP is also a safe place to be. Well, it makes sense. Isn't that right? If you don't trust your government, you'll look for other ways to do things like gold or Bitcoin or whatever else you can think of. This is the best part. There are so many different alternatives. It's easy to get to. You might also say that XRP and Bitcoin are a lot easier to get into than gold has ever been or ever will be. You don't have to join a stock market. You don't need a license of any kind. You don't need to be able to buy a lot of a physical item that you need to send over the world. The best part about cryptocurrencies is that you can own everything digitally. Yes, I do think that some asset classes will perform very well during these difficult times. However, I have a lot more reasons to believe that XRP, Bitcoin, and cryptocurrencies as a whole will do very well here. And look, we just saw that Bitcoin can reach as high as 8,000 on some exchanges. You know, in some places, it went up to $1, $7.09, and $8.05. Of course, it depends on where you're trading. The pricing is a little different at each exchange. But sure, Bitcoin is going up at the same time as gold and oil, which is a very strong sign. People are covering their bets right now. They're seeking for these kinds of safe investments, and it seems like Bitcoin is starting to act a lot like these kinds of investments, which is really intriguing to observe. That said, the reason I'm bullish has nothing to do with all the political unrest and other things like that. That's obviously going to have a big effect on the price in the future, but it's much more important when it comes to crypto assets and regulation. We're going to talk about a measure that just passed in a minute, but first I want to share some comments from the SEC chair, Paul Adkins. He had a very important message for you all today. One of my main goals as chair will be to create a reasonable set of rules for the crypto asset markets that makes it apparent how to issue, hold, and trade crypto assets while yet discouraging bad actors from breaking the law. To protect investors from fraud, there need to be clear rules of the road. Yes, for sure. And this is what I think the crypto business has wanted for a long time. For a long time, there haven't been clear norms or laws about crypto assets, and to be honest, it's hard to do. But this is great for every coin and for new ideas in the crypto world. This is the last thing that has to happen for XRP to be used by banks. This is the last step, and I can nearly promise that this will happen as soon as it comes out. People are going to be eager to use XRP in a lot of various ways, you know. I think that after this, we will be a lot more connected to banks. I think that we will be much more connected to big businesses and people who do business across borders. I'm really looking forward to this. This is the most crucial item, and it was the one thing that kept a lot of companies from moving forward because they didn't want the SEC to look into them, since the regulations weren't clear. Of course, no corporation wants to be sued and have to fight a lawsuit worth billions of dollars because the rules aren't clear. But now that that's going to happen, and we have clear guidelines, guess what? Yes. Yes. I'm really delighted to see that it's going to make things a lot easier. That said, I want to talk about what I'm most thrilled about. The biggest thing that's happening right now that I don't think is getting nearly enough attention. Okay? That's what the Genius Act is. Senator Haggerty presented the Genius Act to update the U.S. payment system, encourage innovation, and make sure that the U.S. dollar stays the most popular currency for digital trade. By the end of the decade, there are expected to be a lot of U.S. Treasury bonds available. I just want you all to think for a second. What has the Trump family been pressing so hard? In particular, Eric Trump. USD1 is their stablecoin, and it is part of World Liberty Financial. That's right. What is that stablecoin going to do now? It will buy U.S. government bonds. What did Eric Trump, Donald Trump's son, say? He has claimed that we are going to buy a lot of U.S. treasuries using these stable coins. This is how the U.S. becomes better, and it's going to move the country forward. Is that right? There will be stable coins all around the world. RLUSD, USD1, USDT, USDC, all buy U.S. treasuries to back them up. This is what will help the U.S. move forward. This is basically a partnership between the U.S. government and Bitcoin. And yeah, RLUSD is going to be a big part of this going forward. So I want to play this footage quickly, and then we'll talk about what this probably implies for all the cryptocurrencies we love, especially XRP. Leader Thune and I want to express to everyone that we look forward to making history this week as we keep working on the Genius Act. What does it do? I believe it's really crucial to get this. We're making the payment system in the US more up to date. Instead of having America at the back of the line, we're going to put it at the front of innovation. This is a really innovative and exciting technology. Things are changing in America,